Hey, what's up guys? We're back again with a top ladder deck that got a big buff after the Mighty Miner rework. A month after the balance changes where the Mighty Miner speed went substantially slower and his health went a lot higher. And because less people were playing it, there were way less Mighty Miner counters in everyone's decks. And even with counters, a lot of people aren't properly prepared. With his new higher health, he is so much sturdier on defense. And on offense, when you're tanking for a Goblin Barrel or Graveyard with this deck, you're going to be able to tank a lot longer, allowing your skeletons to swarm your opponent's tower, giving you way more damage. This is one of the best decks with Mighty Miner before he got changed, and I feel like it's even better now. The number 27 player in the world has been exclusively playing this deck, and he's been beating the best players in the world easily. I'm currently ranked 1,800 in the world in Ultimate Champion, so let's go test out the deck for ourselves and see if we can climb all the way to the top. If you don't have Mighty Miner, you can use Valkyrie instead, and you'll still assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's using creator code SirTag to make all the daily videos possible. So getting into the game against Ezekiel, no cap right now. He is not messing around. There's no cap to his limits of craziness. So we're gonna go in for archers in the back and just see what he's up to. Definitely do not want to be making the first play when you've got a graveyard freeze deck. As you scale into later stages of the game, you're able to freeze more units. So obviously every freeze deck is going to be better in the later stages of the game, just because your units, multitude of units on the map will always be attacking, and then their stuff will be frozen, and then they're just going to have a really bad time. I can go in for the Mighty Miner bomb if I needed to, but I don't, I think I'm going to. I think that the Archer Queen will walk into the bomb and then take some damage, and then I can go in for a graveyard if I really want to, or I could freeze depending on what happens. I hope he drops skeletons. Oh, that is not what we wanted to see, my dude. That's an Electro Giant. That's going to reset my Mighty Miner. And also on top of that, you might end up having Earthquake. We'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping not, though. Usually when you see Archer Queen, it will either be Earthquake or Lightning, so we'll have to figure out what version of the deck he's packing. I'm going to go in for a Graveyard pretty aggressively here because I think I'm up a lot of Elixir, and then I can freeze on top of the Skeletons and also the Cannon. I don't think he has a good answer for this. He is taking so much damage and going to waste a Barb Barrel that it won't give him anything on Counter Push. So pretty good start. And if you guys hate playing against Electro Giant, even if you've got Mighty Miner, do that Tombstone placement that I showcased earlier, and you'll be set up for success. The other thing that I'm a little bit scared about is he might go in for Tornado if he does an Electro Giant on top of the Mighty Miner. So I don't want to go for Mighty Miner immediately, because if I do, then he could just go in for the E-Giant on top of that, make me go in for the Mighty Miner ability to go on the other side, and then if he made me use my Mighty Miner ability, he could easily activate King Tower with my Mighty Miner using Tornado, and I couldn't use the ability to get out of the way. So you always have to think multiple steps ahead. What is the best decision? What's the best play? Don't go for unsupported Mighty Miners 9 times out of 10, because he doesn't have the right card cycle. We're going to force him to Lightning, and the Phoenix pops at the worst time. That's so unfortunate. He might force me to arrows here. I want him to go and click the ability, so I'm waiting to the last possible second. Yeah, nice. Because if I did that earlier, he wouldn't have wasted the 1 elixir ability, and then obviously I wouldn't have gotten as much of a positive elixir trade as I got there. But we taken that. Wait, does he not? I don't think he respects this. I don't think he understands that I can go other side. You are a non-believer. And yeah, that is a lot of damage. You better be believing in that amount of damage, brother, because that's something you have to respect. So we want to go in for the Mighty Miner in the same side as our Phoenix, hopefully, and then go in for another Phoenix on the other side. He's going to go and kite us all the way around the world, which is not what we want to see, but it is what it is. It do be that way sometimes. So I can go in for a Phoenix right on top. He is going to go for a Lightning, so definitely want to go in for a Barbarian Barrel here as well, and then go for a Phoenix, and then go in for a Mighty Miner on the Dark Prince. But he played that extremely well. He got a lot of damage. I think that maybe going in for the Mighty Miner at that position in the left-hand side into the cannon was my biggest misplay this game so far, and that was my biggest failure. So we'll learn from that. We won't do that again, and we'll improve. All right, so I want to go in for freeze on top of the cannon and hopefully hit the tower there, and I do. Nice stuff. That's great, because that's going to be a lot of damage, guys. And we're currently back in a winning position, so maybe we can waddle our way to a success against this E-Giant player. Pretty good, though. He's definitely not a bad player. So he's going to E-Giant in front of that Dark Prince, most likely, so I want to go in for a Phoenix relatively early. If he doesn't, I would be impressed and surprised, to be honest. Okay, so we're going to do this. He's going to likely Lightning, so I want to go for Tombstone on the other side, just to make sure that we can pull it as far as we possibly can. He's going to Lightning and not hit the Phoenix, so that was interesting. He's going to Barbarian Barrel as well, so he's spending a lot of Elixir here. I will have to go for a Barb Barrel to clean up the E-Giant, but it's okay. It's not the end of the world. I know that I can go on either side, and he can also go on either side, so it's a little bit sketchy. I'm going to Phoenix here, and I can go in for a Mighty Miner, and then I can go in for a Tombstone if we need to, but I don't want to. I'd rather just Graveyard and play aggressively right now. I also don't want to drop anything in front of the Archer Queen because I'm a little bit scared of that card, to be honest. Mighty Miner has so much more HP than it had before. Crazy to think about. All right, we're going to use our Barbarian Barrel, and I want to go and click the Mighty Miner ability if I can. The Dark Prince isn't going to walk into it. Feels bad, man. I'm going to go and split my archers because I want to make sure that the Dark Prince is going to have to take 2 individual hits to finish that off. He's going to go in for an aggressive tornado. Ooh, that was pretty spicy, my dude. All right, we'll go in for a freeze here, and then I will arrows if he decides to go in for skeletons or something. He's taking so much damage. Oh my gosh! Did you guys just see him barber on offense to kill the Phoenix Egg and completely ignore the graveyard skeletons on his tower? This man is tilted to a different dimension, and that's what this deck does as well. You're going to get your opponent's small cards out of cycle. They're going to have a big amount of damage to deal with. Wait, I messed up. I don't know if you guys saw that. Can we just ignore what happened there? Y'all didn't see anything. No one saw me miss that tombstone on the E-Giant. Also, E-Giant, what are you eating, my dude? How did you evade that? You got so slim and you just snuck past. Usually E-Giant goes for buildings in that placement every time, but that E-Giant was built different. Despite that slight slip up against Electro Giant, winning that game puts us at 1,400 in the world. Hey, what's up, Jesus? So jump into the game here. We're gonna drop a good luck and we're gonna see what he's up to. Definitely do not want to make the first play against someone this good. You guys saw the banner. He's definitely better than me, so I'm a little bit scared right now. We're going to go in for archers in the back in the same side as his tombstone, and we want to whisk that thing away so we can get a field day on the tower. When a Mighty Miner here, I can go in for a graveyard if I'm feeling frisky, but I don't want to be really risky in single elixir when I don't know what his deck is. Oh, it's a graveyard versus graveyard game. Okay, so this is going to be a bad matchup if he's got poison, which he likely will have. It's okay, though. We'll find a way to win, hopefully. Maybe. Somehow. Arrows, please save me. Oh, that was so good. Oh, no. Oh, I thought that the Mighty Miner was going to lock onto the tower after killing the Skeleton King because we locked onto the Skeleton King there. Jeez, bro. You swerved me so hard with that lightning. We got to go and take retaliation right now. We need to make this happen. All right, so this is good. I can freeze. That was probably not the best. I should have tried to get my Phoenix to respawn. Wait, why am I complaining? I just took his entire tower. Okay, yeah, Phoenix is pretty broken. When you freeze with that on the tower, its attack speed is way too fast, and there's no way a tower is going to last. So I'm pretty sure with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining, as long as I defend this, I will win the game. So that's what we are gearing up to do. So what I want to do is I want to log or barber on top of his Phoenix Egg, and then I want to clean that up, and then go for arrows on all the Skeleton King skeletons and the Zappies, and put you out of misery. Sayonara, sir. You can't win this game. There is 3,000 tower damage that you have to accomplish, and I honestly just don't think that's possible. Definitely not with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. This guy is remarkably salty too. Look at how many times he spammed good luck. Oh man, that just makes me happy beating someone that's that salty. Hey, at least he's laughing and spamming CRL emojis. He's having such a good time, guys. If you couldn't tell, this guy absolutely hates the fact that he just lost and the fact that I had multiple birds in his face at the very end. Our friend did not have a good time and spammed emotes being super angry the entire time. But let's be honest, is anyone gonna have a fun time losing to Phoenix Freeze at the very start of the match? Probably not. And that guy was even better than the people we were playing against earlier at 650 in the world at over 8,000 trophies, and we destroyed him. Now we're chilling at 1,100 in the world. This guy actually had Mighty Miner in his banner. Maybe he's a fellow Mighty Miner enjoyer. Still a really good card in my opinion, especially with Logbait and Graveyard. Decks that can appreciate the Mighty Miner's defensive prowess. So he's going to go for a log and an Ice Spirit, so it's probably going to be like a fast cycle Hog Rider deck if I had to guess. There's always a chance that he's going to switch it up and swerve us and run something different, but that's not looking like what's going to happen here, especially if he's going to go in for a Executioner in the back. It's probably going to be Hog Rider Rocket Executioner. So I'm going to roll with our Mighty Miner here, and then I want to freeze on the left-hand side with the Phoenix. So the Phoenix can do a lot of damage to the Valkyrie. The Skeletons can go and swerve him. And the Phoenix is, geez, dude. Did death damage to the tower, blew away the Valkyrie, and now we're in a pristine position. So if he decides to go for a Hog Rider, we'll just fully counter it with the Tombstone, and I'll be pretty happy about this. He'll generally try to go on the opposite side because he doesn't want us to defend and then get counter pushed in the lane that we already have our damage in. So he's going to go on the right-hand side. It's gotten like 50 damage there, and he might as well continue to go there. So this Tombstone should full counter. Even if he goes in for a log, it's not going to be that much damage. I guess I can go for archers here. I don't know if that helped. It didn't help. It was just a moral support hit. The Hog Rider still was only going to get 2 hits, but the Archer just wanted to help out. She wanted to feel like she was part of the team. That Ice Spirit counter? I don't think so. Oh, it does. Wow, I don't play Archers near enough. I guess, as you guys can see, I am not one with the Expo. I barely ever play Archers, but they're pretty cool. They're a fun card, especially when you have the Deception on your side. People do not expect this deck. I'm going to go for a graveyard here. I'm going to wait and see what he decides to do. And then I guess I can go in for a freeze. And I can also go in for a tombstone here in front of the Hog Rider. If you guys haven't done this, this tombstone should full counter the Hog Rider. I think it does. I don't know if I dropped it fast enough. I guess I didn't drop it fast enough. If you drop it fast enough in that position, it full counters the Hog Rider. Also, look at the Phoenix. It killed the goblins. It did so much damage. That's incredible. Wow, that is bonkers. I bonked that tower hard with the bird. I'm going to go for archers in the back, and he's just going to rocket me. Okay, well, that's kind of understandable. I would probably do that as well. I'd be fed up, and I'd be like, well, I want to find more damage than one Hog Rider hit. So we're going to go in for our freeze again, just because it's Frosty Fridays out here. And I guess I'm going to go in for arrows, maybe, depending on what happens, unless the Phoenix just kills the Executioner. Executioner is supposed to be a hard counter to the Phoenix, by the way. No big deal. It doesn't matter. This game doesn't care about counters when you end up having our deck. Jeez, this is ridiculous. Freeze just says... Counters? What counters? They don't do anything to me. All right, so you're just going to go in for a Hog Rider. We'll go for a graveyard and a freeze probably. Yeah, I want to go for a freeze first. And then potentially go in for the ability actually to the other side so we can guarantee that we can kill the goblins. Maybe force out some extra elixir here. You played pretty well because if you end up getting an extra Hog Rider hit, when we're not ready, we will lose. So I have to go in for a tombstone and make sure that the archers and the Phoenix are able to kill the Hog Rider. I'm going to eat the entire Executioner damage because it doesn't matter to me. And then I'm going to go in for a graveyard, and I'm going to go in for a Barbarian Barrel here as well so I can keep up the card cycle and make sure I can get back to a tombstone if I need to. He's going to go in for his log, so now he only has goblins. So I should be able to arrows on these and win the game. I think this is going to be enough damage. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, I'm barely off. This is actually awful. I need to stop this Hog Rider at all costs. So I am going to go for archers. He might have mistimed the log. I hope he mistimed the log. I need him to mistime the log. Oh my gosh, he is freaking out right now. You guys see that? He's trying to tornado for that extra Hog Rider hit that just can't happen. We're going to eat the entire Valkyrie, and we're also going to eat his tower. GG, well played and peace out. Very good player. And he stressed me out a little bit at the end with those nice logs on the tombstone. But as you guys can see, Graveyard Freeze against Executioner, even if they have a good counter to the Phoenix, most of the time it can't even kill it. Freeze nullifies all of their answers so you can run free with all the damage. And this Hog Rider Rocket player was extremely talented too. He finished 817 in the world at well over 7,700 trophies. Jumping right into the game against Claws, we're going to see what he's up to. Definitely don't want to make the first play with this deck because it gets really good in later stages of the game where you can go in for a Graveyard Freeze on your opponent's tower and then make sure that whatever counters they have for the graveyard won't be able to attack you. So I want to wait till later stages. I'm not going to be cycling anything. All right, so the dude's going to drop a Royal Giant in the back. If that's actually going to be your first play of the match, you're probably going to end up having a Fisherman to go and pull my Mighty Miner. So I want to go in for a Tombstone here, so you go and yoink the Skeletons instead of my Mighty Miner. And you're going to go for a Lightning. It does end up killing the Phoenix Egg, unfortunately for us. But I still think I'm okay here. It's going to be unlikely that you're going to have an answer. Oh my gosh, the Mighty Miner survived at 1 HP. What the heck? I was going to say, it's unlikely that you have an answer for the Archers as well, because most Royal Giant decks just do not end up having a version that are able to counter that. So unfortunately, this guy's going to end up having Mother Witch, which isn't the best card for him in the world, but it's a pretty good counter for us. So remember, he's got Lightning as well, so I want to go for Mighty Miner off to the side. I'm going to go in for our Tombstone directly on top of the Royal Giant, and then I can Barbarian Barrel on top of the Egg and the Mother Witch. And I think I'm in a pretty good spot because I can Phoenix right on top of the Fisherman Graveyard and then play really aggressive with the Mighty Miner Bomb and then freeze. Probably win the game. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click the Mighty Miner Bomb. Then we're going to freeze on top of the Dark Prince. I think the Skeletons are able to do enough damage for us to win. So as you guys can see, even if you play against a Mother Witch player, it's not going to be that bad of a deal. As long as you get one good freeze on the Mother Witch and then defend with your archers and arrows, you'll be able to clean up absolutely everything. The archer's damage per second will completely clean up the Mother Witch piggies. And if the Mother Witch is frozen, it's not going to be able to convert your skeletons into piggies. Let's continue to pop off. This guy finished 137 in the world, so you know he's going to be a little bit better. We're just escalating every single game we play. Better and better players. So now you have the perception that we got Expo and you're going for your Bar Barrel and you're like, well, just got to start rolling. Don't want to be playing against an Expo player and make the game go forever because I'm already going to waste 5 minutes of my life. Let's start it already. This guy is going to go for the Phoenix. But yeah, most people assume that every game is going to be wasted when they play against Expo and it's going to take forever. So they try to rush a little bit sometimes. I'm going to go in for this and I think that we kill his Phoenix Egg, so that's nice. I can go for a Tombstone here and our Phoenix will stay alive and it will definitely kill the Dark Prince. Oh, this is a graveyard counter with probably just Golem, right? I don't think it's going to be anything other than Golem. That's going to be his counter for us. Do I go in for the freeze with the Phoenix still alive? I don't think he's ready. I don't think his body prepared. Yo, he wasn't prepared. And he should be really freaking scared. Because we're able to graveyard right now, and he doesn't have much elixir. So I'm pretty confident that this Mighty Miner might take the tower. If not, then I'm sad. Oh, I'm really sad. It's not locking on a tower because he drops the Dark Prince in the smart position. This guy is a super smart individual. He did take a lot of damage, but he activated King Tower. So now I have to go in for Graveyard Freezes for damage. Sheesh, man. You are really just making the bounty a little bit higher for the tower. You're making me spend more elixir than I would want typically. All right, so at least we can finish off the Phoenix with archers, and then I can arrows on top of everything if I really want to, or I could build a huge push. What do I want to do? Well, I want to build up a big push because it's more fun, but I don't know if it's the right play. Arrowsing generally is a bit safer. So I'm going to go Mighty Miner here. We can freeze as well. Yo, I definitely want to freeze on that. Definitely want to freeze on that. Don't know if it's worth it. Don't think it's worth it, but I really want to. Oh my goodness. Looking like an awful decision to go in for that aggressive play that I did. It's okay. It's okay, guys. Sometimes we're meant to be bad. Sometimes we're meant to be sad. And sometimes we have to learn from our misplays. Should have arrows instead of playing so aggressive. All right, we're just going to bar barrel here. It is able to kill the Electro Dragon. Fortunately for us, we can go in for a Graveyard Freeze if we really need to. I might need to soon. If I Graveyard Freeze, I need to go on the side that I have all the damage in. It just makes sense. So I can freeze here and hit the Electro Dragon as well, which is nice. And we'll see what happens, but I don't know. It's not looking super promising. I think that the Mighty Miner might be able to hit the tower with the bomb. I hope so, at least. I need the damage. Okay, that's good. We can go for a Tombstone here. Go for archers off to the side. Going for a Phoenix counter with our own Phoenix, hopefully. And then use our freeze on top of everything else. And then just kill his Electro Dragon with the Phoenix. I don't know. This is looking super scuffed and sketchy, but maybe it will work out. I'm going to go Mighty Miner in the middle, just so I'm able to pull everything. And then I think I can arrows on top of his Phoenix Egg and kill the Electro Dragon too. Of course we don't kill the Electro Dragon, because why would nice things happen to us when we played so poorly? All right, we're going to have to go in for a Barbarian Barrel to clean up the rest of the Dark Prince. It's going to be a lot of damage, but it's not going to be game over. It's going to be a lot of damage with that Rage. He's just continuing to spam into me, which I guess I kind of respect. This is how you got to play Clash Royale sometimes. You know, sometimes you got to be a feisty and frivolous individual. All right, so we're in a position where we are losing by a lot. He's currently up 5 elixir with the Lumberjack coming at me, and then he's going to go and cycle another elixir collector. So I got to go for Graveyard Freeze with this Mighty Miner, and because I have a 3-card card cycle, I'll get back to a good card cycle, I think. Try to freeze on the Dark Prince, and then I can try to go in for like arrows here, and I want to kill his Phoenix. If possible, that'd be awesome. Really, really, really want to kill the stupid Phoenix. Just kill the bird so I don't have to worry about it anymore. I was hoping that we could finish it off, and we do. Nice stuff. We're going to go in for a Tombstone again. Going to go in for an aggressive Dark Prince and Golem, so I might be able to outcycle him. I'm going to go in for the Graveyard right now with the Barbarian Barrel. I'm going to freeze. I'm going to eat all the damage because we know that it's going to be hard for him to defend this. Especially if I can freeze on the Dark Prince as well, which doesn't happen, of course. Why would I ever get lucky? We're at arrows here. Oh my gosh, I won! I love when I was like, why would I ever get lucky? And then the arrows finished off the tower and I got that one skeleton hit I needed. Oh man, wow. Because the Golem was definitely going to take the tower there. And I got to say that either I consumed multiple past Royales for massive luck, or Clash Royale just wanted me to win that match. It all came down to that single skeleton, and that Larry came away with a huge carry. As you guys can see, that Golem player was ridiculously good. He finished 137 in the world at over 3,000 medals. So I can't believe I just beat him. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an incredible rest of your day.